The Mexico City Metro, officially called Sistema de Transporte Colectivo, often shortened to STC, is a rapid transit system that serves the metropolitan area of Mexico City, including some municipalities in Mexico State. It is the second largest metro system in North America after the New York City subway. In 2019, the system served 1.655 billion passengers, placing it as the 10th highest ridership in the world. The inaugural STC metro line was 12.7 kilometers. 10 of the lines are rubber-tired. Instead of traditional steel wheels, they use pneumatic traction, which are quieter and cope better with Mexico City's unstable soils. The system survived the 1985 Mexico City earthquake. Of the STC Metro's 195 stations, 44 serve 2 or more lines. Many stations are named for historical figures, places, or events in Mexican history. It has 115 underground stations, 54 surface stations and 26 elevated stations. All lines operate from 5 a.m. to midnight. At the end of 2007, the federal district government announced the construction of the most recent STC metro line, Line 12, which was built to run approximately 26 kilometers towards the southeastern part of the city, connecting with Lines 7, 3, 2 and 8. This line opened on the 30th of October 2012. The metro has figured in Mexico's cultural history as the inspiration for a musical composition for strings, Metro Chabacano, and the 1982 Rodrigo Gonzalez's 1982 song, Metro Baldras. It has also been a site for the 1990 Hollywood movie Total Recall. Public intellectual Carlos Monsive has commented on the cultural importance of the metro, a space for collective expression, where diverse social sectors are compelled to mingle every day. Mexico City Metro is the highest metro system in the world above sea level. By the second half of the 20th century, Mexico City had serious public transport issues, with congested main roads and highways, especially in the downtown zone, where 40% of the daily trips in the city were concentrated. 65 of the 91 lines of bus and electric transport served this area, with 4,000 units in addition to 150,000 personal automobile peak hours. The average speed was less than walking pace. The principal promoter of the construction of the Mexico City Metro was engineer Bernardo Quintana, who was in charge of the construction company Ingenieros Civiles y Asociados. He carried out a series of studies that resulted in a draft plan which would ultimately lead to the construction of the Mexico City Metro. This plan was shown to different authorities of Mexico City, but it was not made official until 29 April 1967, when the Government Gazette published the presidential decree that created a public decentralized organism, the Sistema de Transporte Colectivo, with the proposal to build, operate and run a rapid transit of subterranean cars for the public transport of Mexico City. On the 19th of June 1967, at the crossroads of Chapultepec Avenue with Avenida Bucareli, the inauguration ceremony for the Mexico City Metro took place. 2 years later, on the 4th of September 1969, an orange train made the inaugural trip between Zaragoza and Insurgent stations, thus beginning daily operation up to today. The first stage of construction comprised the construction and inauguration of Lines 1, 2 and 3. This stage involved engineers, geologists, mechanics, civil engineers, chemists, hydraulic and sanitation workers, electricians, archaeologists, and biologists, specialists in ventilation, statistics, computation, and in traffic and transit, accountants, economists, lawyers, workers and laborers. Between 1,200 and 4,000 specialists and 48,000 workers participated, building at least 1 kilometer of track per month, the fastest rate of construction ever for a subway. During this stage of construction, workers uncovered 2 archaeological ruins, one Aztec idol, and the bones of a mammoth. By the end of the first stage, namely on the 10th of June 1972, the STC Metro had 48 stations and a total length of 41.41 kilometers. Line 1 ran from Observatorio to Zaragoza, Line 2 from Tacuba into the southwestern Tisquena and Line 3 from Tlatelolco to Hospital General in the south, providing quick access to the General Hospital of Mexico. No further progress was reached during President Luis Echeverria's government. But during José López Portillo's administration, a second stage began. The Comisión Ejecutiva del Metro was created in order to be in charge of expanding the STC Metro within the metropolitan area of Mexico City. Works began with the expansion of Line 3 towards the north from Tlatelolco to La Raza in 1978 and to the current terminal Indios Verdes in 1979, and towards the south from Hospital General to Centro Médico in 1980 and to Zapata months later. Construction of Lines 4 and 5 was begun and completed on the 26th of May to the 30th of August 1982, respectively. The first one from Martin Carrera to Santa Anita and the latter from Politécnico to Pantitlán. Line 4 was the first S.